Alright, so we're out the back here. We're going to take a quick look at what was our original weeping cherry tree. So what you're looking at here, and the sun's going to be in my way, but if I look over on this side, you'll see beautiful weeping cherry. You should be able to see all the pink flowers. That was the original tree. Now, weeping cherries, if you know anything about this kind of thing, they're actually made by grafting an inferior kind of a tree onto something that's much more strong, like a crabapple. So what they do is they graft the weeping cherry onto the crabapple stalk, and the crabapple just kind of feeds off of the trunk of the weeping cherry, feeds off the trunk of the crabapple, and it kind of grows that way. Now, in the perfect scenario, the whole tree is a weeping cherry with the beautiful, pink blossoms in the springtime. But in this case, we've had this tree for 16, 17 years since we first planted it. It was about 6 feet tall. Now you'll see, if I kind of look up, you should be able to see that on the right side, all the white flowers, okay? And the left side has the pink. Well, this is an experiment gone wrong. What's happened is we now have a split tree where one half is weeping cherry and one half is crab apples. That actually, this whole half of the tree here where you see the white flowers actually produces crab apples later in the year. Now, I actually don't know if you can see the swarms of bees. This is the one benefit of having this happen. The bees don't care very much for the pink flowers on the weeping cherry side, but they absolutely love the white flowers from the crabapple side. And it's a great way to attract bees early in the season. Hopefully they stay around long enough to get you through vegetable gardening season. So let's kind of take a look at what kind of happened here, and I'm going to take you over. Bear with me. I don't know if I'll lose my light. Okay, so we're looking at the trunk of the tree here, and this piece, if I don't lose it with the sun, let me see. If you're seeing that, okay, this big kind of bulge in the tree here, well, that's where the original graft was done, only the tree was much younger at the time, right? You kind of see that split? Well, that's where the graft was made, when it was just a twig in the ground. Now, what's supposed to happen, and you'll notice if I come back over here, you'll see this little stump here, and right there, and that's actually was a sucker that I cut off years ago, and I thought that I had solved the problem of not allowing it to kind of get taken over by the crabapple. But if I come back over here, you'll see that what's happened is, when I wasn't paying attention, and I knew little about this whole process at the time, this whole stump that I'm looking at, this whole tree trunk on the right hand side of the screen, that is where the crabapple, that was originally a crabapple sucker that should have been cut off years ago, okay? And now it's kind of generated itself. I come over here, you'll see that there are like 3 of those suckers, all right? And they're all coming out of, again, this is the level of the tree when it was just a little stick where it was actually grafted, okay? So now I've got the original tree, which was a crabapple, has taken over 2/3 of the tree, and the grafted piece, which was the weeping cherry, which is on the left there, is still there and produces the pink flowers. So it's kind of a very unique tree at this point in time. Not supposed to be that way, but nature has done its own thing based on my negligence at least several years ago when I was working full-time and I wasn't here to pay attention. That is what's happened. Okay, that's it for that lesson, and more to come over the weeks here and months as we get more and more into growing season.